Hi everyone, welcome to the Industriqo. So today we are going to cover five major manufacturing stories from a $7 billion AI chip acquisition and a new US quantum manufacturing center to Haribo's UK expansion. And North America's biggest trade agreement is entering a new phase and the UK's 15 billion pounds defense investment plan. So let's get started. So our first story is from the semiconductor industry. The Onsemi has announced that it will acquire Synaptics in an old stock deal that will be worth around $7 billion. And this is like the biggest acquisition in Onsemi's history. So you must be thinking that why is this deal happening? So the goal of this deal is just to build better chips for what's called as physical AI. Now, what is physical AI? It means basically AI that works in the real world, not just inside the computers. I mean, you can think about like robots, self-driving vehicles, smart factories, medical equipments, and intelligent machines that can see, think, and react. Right now, if you see, Onsemi is known for making power management chips, image sensors, and automotive semiconductors. And Synaptics brings something different. It will make edge AI processors, wireless connectivity technology, and human machine interface solutions. So, by bringing these technologies together, onsemi wants to offer customers a complete platform instead of separate chips. And the company is saying that the deal will expand its total market opportunity to around $243 billion by 2030. And it also expects to save around $200 million every year through cost synergies within 18 months after the deal closes. So the combined technologies will mainly serve industries like automotive, industrial automation, robotics, smart factories, IoT devices, and medical equipment. So our second story is about quantum technology. So the US National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is also known as NIST, and they are investing near about $20 million to launch the Quantum Manufacturing Engineering Center or QMEC. And this project will be led by SRI International, and their goal is simple. Today, many quantum technologies work well inside the research labs, but they are still difficult and expensive to manufacture on a large scale. So this new center basically wants to solve that problem. So it will help companies move quantum technologies from laboratory into commercial production. And the center will focus on manufacturing important quantum components like quantum chips, photo, photonic systems, cryogenic cooling systems, and advanced packaging technologies. And it will also work on improving the manufacturing standards, reducing the production cost, and making quantum hardware more reliable. And another goal is to strengthen the US supply chain for quantum technologies and reduce the dependency on the foreign suppliers. So the center plans to demonstrate scalable manufacturing methods within the next 3 years. Now, moving to the food manufacturing industry, Haribo has completed a £35 million investment at its manufacturing site in Castleford, West Yorkshire. And the investment includes a new automated warehouse, an additional production line, and a new packaging line. And the purpose is simple to increase the production capacity and improve how products move through the supply chain. And Haribo is saying that demand for its products is continuing to grow, and this expansion will help to produce more sweets and deliver them faster across the UK. If you see, the company also shared some business numbers. If we see in UK, its turnover has increased by 7.7% and export sales grew by 9.7%, and Haribo now holds a 22.6% share of the UK's confectionery market. So the expansion is also supporting more than 700 jobs across its Castleford and Pontefract manufacturing sites. Overall, the investment will strengthen Haribo's long-term manufacturing presence in the UK while improving production and distribution efficiency. So moving on to the next one, our fourth story is about international trade. So the United States has basically decided that they will not to immediately extend the USMCA trade agreement. If anyone you don't know, the USMCA is the trade agreement between United States, Canada, and Mexico, and it replaced NAFTA in 2020. Even though the extension was not approved, the agreement is not ending. It will remain in effect until 2036. However, instead of like receiving a new 16-year extension now, the agreement will enter a manual review process. So the UMCA covers around 1.6 to 2 trillion dollars in trade every year, and the US says it wants future negotiations just to focus on stricter rules of origin and bringing more manufacturing back to the US and reducing the use of Chinese components in the North American supply chains. And the industries that could be affected include automotive, aerospace, electronics, machinery, and agriculture. For manufacturers, the biggest issue is uncertainty because companies that are playing long term investments will now closely watch how these investments negotiations develop. Now, our final stories from the UK. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced an additional £15 billion for defence over the next 4 years. So, this brings the UK's overall defence investment plan to around £300 billion. And the major part of the funding will go toward like modern military technology, and around £5 billion is being invested in drones, autonomous systems, and AI enabled military capabilities, and more than £8 billion will support the Global Combat Air Program, which is developing a next generation fighter aircraft together with Japan and Italy. So the funding will also support nuclear submarines, F-35A, fighter jets, missiles, and other advanced defense systems. So the UK government is saying that the investment is based on the lesson that they learned from recent conflicts, changing global security conditions, and NATO defense commitments. So the plan is also expected to support UK defense manufacturers, strengthen the domestic supply chains, and create skilled manufacturing jobs. And that's all for today's manufacturing roundup. Now we would like to hear from you. Which story do you think will have the biggest long-term impact? The $7 billion AI chip deal, the new US quantum manufacturing center, HARIBO's factory expansion, or the UMCA trade review, or the UK's £15 billion defense investment plan? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest manufacturing and industrial updates. So thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.